Well, hi everyone, Ethan with Beware Beekeeping. We've got 6 hives going into a new client today, so I'll kind of walk you through the process and how we show installing a nuke into our new bee yard here. So let's go ahead and get going. All right, so yeah, we have a interesting little story here to tell. We had a lady reach out to us, kind of in a little bit of a desperate situation. In Texas, you can get land and you can get a nice property tax reduction if you do agricultural activity on your land. And so that's what she has done historically. She's had a lot of hay like baling type stuff. And her baler had ended up not being able to re-up this year, and didn't tell her until pretty late in the year actually getting going. So in order for her to keep her tax staff, she was kind of in a desperate situation. So she saw our vehicle and reached out. Nice lady, but her land is valued at $100,000 an acre. So she was really not wanting to have to pay commercial, market value taxes on that. Obviously, I wouldn't want to either. And yeah, so she reached out. It was a little bit late in the season, so actually that's why I had to buy nucs to get them in time for her. But here we are in mid-May. I was thankfully able to get some still, and yeah, we're just going to install these. So a nuke, for the uninitiated, is a 5-frame mini box, pretty much. Nucleus is what it's short for, and it's got a couple of frames of brood, 2-3 frames of brood, and then some a queen, obviously, and some resources on there. And we're gonna feed them too. But right now I'm just kind of doing a quick little check just to make sure these guys are. Looks like this frame they had just emerged out of. So yeah, you just take this little mini box that they got. You just drop the frames in, and you keep going. And they're being real gentle, which is good to see. They are looking at me though a little bit. Matter a little bit, just keep my smoker going. So I apologize if you guys hear any background humming or cutting. I do this, plan this pickup day, and that's also when the utility company decided it'd be a great day to trim trees in this neighborhood. But to each their own. All right. Yeah, so there will be a marked queen with this one. I went ahead and just opted to do that. I don't have a lot of time today, so we just wanted to keep going. So yeah, this lady's land is valued at $100,000 an acre, which is just outstanding. I mean, in terms of the real estate aspect. And the reason for it is the town she's in. She lives in this tiny little town, and it's been growing like crazy in the past several years because it's closer to a bigger city, and people have been going out, living farther and farther away. And but the problem is, you can't keep up with the property taxes around here. Just about most counties, I think, are around 2%, or 2 mil, I should say. So $2 on every 1,000, whatever it is. Yeah, it's like, so when all these real estate companies start buying thousands of acres of land, your property taxes go way up. Which makes the ag exemption super, a really, a godsend in a lot of ways, because that's the only way you're able to keep your land, so that all these real estate companies that are building a ton of housing don't just end up pricing you out of land you've owned for 30 years. So that's why we do this. I'm just trimming some of this propolis off so these frames fit together nicely. But yeah, she was kind of in a pickle. So the reason the guy that would bale her hay, and I can't fault the gentleman. I don't know who it is, but I can't fault him either way. the reason he couldn't bale her hay anymore is because all these developers need the same thing until they actually build on the land. They want to keep that ag exemption themselves. So they just kind of took up all his availability. You know, you make more money doing several thousand acres for one client than having to do 5 here, 10 here, 20 here, whatever. So I'm just glad we were able to get these bees. It was real late in the season to get nucs, but I was able to, and it was just, again, a little unfortunate. I'd hoped I would have been able to get, you know, planned splits. It's a little more costly for me, but that's okay. She needed them. Yeah, okay, I got it. You're not super thrilled with me right now. All right. Now I just put my screen on here like this. This is how I keep them down in this one box while I'm feeding in this box above it. So that's just why you see me doing that. Other people will use inner covers, screen, separators, dividers, whatever. I'm just gonna do that. Now you might see some of these boxes, or all these boxes, have playing cards on them. And I got this idea from a gentleman. When you have a big apiary like this, sometimes you get what's known as drift, where the people bring in the bees bringing back resources. They don't go back to the right hive. And most bees don't care if you've got, you know, if you've got groceries in your hand, they're not going to care about if you're going to the right hive or not. So, so to prevent drift, you give them something to really be able to lock on to as like that's home. So again, got the idea. He had just playing cards, and that seemed easy because the identifications are cheap and very noticeable. So when the bees do their orientation flight, they'll see the deck of cards. And in theory, that's how that works. I'm going to be stripping propolis and stuff off of these frames just because they're a little on the old side, and I want to be able to make sure these fit together without any issue. All right, now for feeding, since I have so many of these, I decided to just go ahead and go with a 5-gallon bucket, a drill, and a stirrer. This is rated for food products, so if anybody's curious. I made this up last night and stuck it in the fridge, but you know, sugar will settle at the bottom. So I'm just going to stir this up real quick, and then we're going to feed it to our bees. All right, now if you've seen us do this before, we no real secret or trick to it. We just have that screen on the bottom, and this is an empty box up here. So we just kind of do that, make sure it stops running out. Just put it in there. Now we will put a brick on this, just to make sure it doesn't want to go anywhere. Toss that right in there. Yeah, I do collect propolis, and we use it in various things. But most importantly, it just smells like bees, so bees like it. If you're trying to do a swarm trap or something, putting some wax or propolis in there is a great way to help things. All right. We'll go ahead and do the rest of these and do a quick cut. So if we are, we'll show you kind of how all of these are either making their way home, sending out some pheromones of what the new place looks like. See, in just a few minutes, they're already making this their new home. Yeah.